Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dugout podcast. This has been a episode that me and Alex have been looking forward to the most, probably of the 12 group previews. It is, of course, Group C containing Scotland, who we have big hopes for, as we might reveal in our predictions. Of course, joined by I was going to say joined by. I got caught in my two minds there of what I was going to introduce first. The teams that are in Scotland's group are my co-host, which I'm going to introduce now, Mr. Alexander Cruikshanks. Alex, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm excited. The World Cup, as we're recording this, starts in 45 minutes. So this may be a little rushed, but I think we've spoken about our own group over the course of the previews as well, weaving it in there. And yeah, I don't think there's. I think this has been talked to death already. I think you've already seen all you're going to see maybe about this group, um, because obviously big news here in Scotland. But it could it could be exciting. Scott, this Scotland team and Steve Clarke could make history. Of course, Ethan, you fly over to the States tomorrow. You feeling hyped, feeling excited for that?
Yes, I'm absolutely buzzing for it, and hopefully, the trip I think will be excellent regardless. But hopefully, Scotland produce the performances that we hope for from them, because that's all we can do. Give our best at this tournament, and I think that's what we want the players to do. Come away from the tournament knowing they gave their all and they can hang their heads high, and I think they will do. I have a lot of hope in this team. I think we've learned from the past experiences of the two European Championship campaigns. I think we've got a really favourable start in the group. You're facing the easiest team on paper and Haiti, who have strung together some decent results in friendlies, but also some defeats. The recent ones include a 4-0 win over New Zealand, but then they lost 2-1 in their recent friendly to Peru. Of course, Scotland off the back of two really big wins in terms of score wise and beating Curacao 4-1 at Hampden and then Bolivia 4-0 in New Jersey. So I think Scotland are looking really, really promising going into the tournament, but is it a sort of false hope that we're falling into that we are going to live up to the expectations, or is
I
it
don't
just
know because
right to
we,
dream?
based on previous, we very rarely go into these tournaments actually looking quite strong. I think there's a lot of positives. Obviously, with our best player Scott McTominay, John McGinn has been excellent. Just won the Europa League with Aston Villa. Finlay Curtis in good form could make an impact. Ben Gannon Doak has been playing. He seems to be fit. He did look good against Bolivia as well. Obviously, Lauren Shanklin scoring 3 goals in those 2 games. Shea Adams coming in with the goals as well. So yeah, we're looking pretty good, I think, and I'm I'm actually really excited and somewhat hopeful. I've always been a bit pessimistic about Scotland, but now we've got so close to the first game, I'm getting starting to feel a bit excited. Maybe I'm getting a bit carried away, but I think we can get out this group, and maybe not the way everyone would be expecting.
Yeah, no, I think there's certainly opportunity, of course, with the increased knockout stage, with the 32 sides advancing helps on top of the fact that there's 48 teams in the competition in the first place. But of course, Scotland have got to take advantage of the teams that they've been drawn against. Two very difficult sides, the record World Cup champions in Brazil. We were just speaking about it there, but officially the champions of Africa and Morocco, and a side that sort of broke expectation, so to say, and reached new heights for an African side at the last World Cup by getting to the semi-finals. So if you look at the face of that, it's two top quality teams that Scotland are going up against, and of course I think Haiti are the complete opposite to that, but they're going to come with their own aspirations to get out of this group, and they'll expect a performance against Scotland, and they will probably realistically look at us as the best chance of getting something in the group. But I think it really plays into Scotland's favour, having that as the first game of the group stage at the Boston Stadium and Foxborough. And I think Scotland will start in emphatic fashion. I really do. I think they'll start with a convincing win. What convincing? I don't mean in terms of 4-5 now. I mean in terms of winning the game and deserving to win the game and really breeding more confidence into Steve Clarke and that group of players going into two massive games. Of course, Morocco first again at the Boston Stadium, and then travelling to Miami, Florida for that massive match against Brazil, which will be an all-timer probably for Scotland fans, regardless of the result. And hopefully it's an all-timer for all the right reasons. For Haiti, of course, don't know too much about them in terms of the squad and some of the players, but that's not to say that they're not capable of causing us problems, of course. I think one of the players to watch out for that I've seen doing quite well recently, maybe a less known name, is Ruben Providence, the 24-year-old winger from Almere City FC in the Netherlands. He scored in one of the recent friendly matches. They've also got Wilson Isidore, the Sunderland striker, Jean-Riquer Bellegarde of Wolverhampton Wanderers, former, I think, but I think it was Burnley. It was at Burnley. Let me double check that. No, that's the wrong player I've selected. Sorry about this. I can't think what I was talking about.
I'm
Oh, no, I
sorry.
can't.
I've
I've got.
just seen Mexico's lineup. We were way off.
Well, yeah, I think the Mexico one was hard to predict. Obviously, as the lineups for that game coming out now. Yeah, sorry, Hans Delcroix. He was expected to get. He was quite highly rated as a younger player and got a big move to Burnley, but never really worked out. But they've got quality across the squad, of course. But Scotland, realistically, if we have any aspirations of getting out of the group, we have to beat Haiti, don't we?
Yeah, and I think we will. Those games have given me confidence. Excuse me. And I think we'll come out of the blocks quick, firing, storming. Storming Steve Clarke and his Tartan
Hopefully
army.
not storming quite literally. That's something that's not really been spoken about. But obviously, at the Club World Cup last year, a lot of games getting cancelled and postponed because of storms. You imagine that unfortunately that's going to happen at the World Cup this season. Hopefully, not at any of the Scotland games, but hopefully there is, as you said, storms coming from the players and the oppositions are being thunderstruck. A
Oh,
terrible pun there.
that's the worst. Out of all the things that I've said on this podcast, I think that's worse than any of them. Yeah,
Quite possibly. Yeah, wouldn't be a
back to the football. I think Scotland will hammer Haiti. I'm going 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going 2-0. I'm going 2-0. Right, well, we'll just jump right into who we think the lineup should be for Scotland because obviously really interesting dynamic with the front two against Bolivia, which looked really good, which I think has convinced the majority of people that that's the way we should start, especially in the opening game. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they looked really good against each other. And then McTominay sort of playing closer to them, obviously Shankland with the neat little layoff from McTominay's goal. So yeah, I think that should be the way we line up.
Yeah,
Just looking at this, the starting lineup um, against Bolivia, I'd maybe only swap one or two players.
yeah, I
Uh,
agree. I agree.
you have to have John McGann in there.
Yeah,
The question is, do you play him off the left instead of Ryan Christie, or do you drop Lewis Ferguson? That's a bit of a headache. I think they're both really crucial players. And Garen Dolt, McTominay are certs. Obviously, if you're going with a two, I would go with Adams and Shankland. In terms of the back line, probably swap out Grant Hanley for Scott McKenna. But I think other than that, I think they'd line up against Bolivia is the lineup I'd go.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think unfortunately it has to be Lewis Ferguson or Ryan Christie that they drop out if we are going to play a front two, and John McGinn is going to play. One of the midfielders obviously needs to drop for a striker. I think they were excellent in that game against Denmark, so it is unfortunate, but it just shows that we've got sort of headaches in squad selection, which is something that maybe we didn't have. It was more headaches of poor players in a lot of positions at previous tournaments. It feels like, or who was the the least worst player you could say. But bringing Ryan Christie or Lewis Ferguson off the bench is an excellent sub to bring on. And yeah, I would agree with your centre back.
I think for the first time as well, we actually do have like a little bit of depth. I mean, Kenny McLean's proven he can come on and make an impact, whether that be just to hold on to the ball or score a wonder goal. Finlay Curtis as well,
Yeah,
coming his first tournament has been decent. Obviously scored his first Scotland goal against Curacao. I think Ross Stewart could come on, make an impact. I'll be honest, I've turned around a little bit on George Hurst. I thought he was all right. Um, in these recent performances. Obviously, I've got a little bit of a Hurst vendetta, but yeah, I think for the first time we've got like a decent bit of depth, and I'm quite happy with this with this team, and yeah, I'm excited, very excited.
yeah, no, likewise. And I was just going to say I agree with you on the central defender point you made. I think it will be Jack Hendry and Scott McKenna, the left and right foot dynamic. Although Scott McKenna didn't play any minutes in that recent friendly, so that's obviously one that is maybe a little bit of a knock or not fully fit. But obviously, if there was any chances, Steve Clark wouldn't take it in a friendly. So I imagine he's okay and he will start alongside Jack Hendry. So yeah, I think we've got some excellent options, and I think we've got a real chance to open the group in positive fashion. And if you get a belief in those players, and depending what happens on the other game, you never know what Scotland could do in this group. And as people always say, once you get out of the group stages, then knockout football is a crazy, crazy thing, and anything can happen. So, Scotland just need to put themselves in the hat for the next round. The higher up in this group, obviously, they can finish is going to help. You would think who they might get in the round of 32. But I think it's really important, obviously, that Scotland get 3 points on Saturday night or Sunday morning, whatever way you want to phrase it. And then the other two games, they don't mean nothing, but if Scotland get a really good result in the first game, then they can already have 1 foot towards qualifying, Alex.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. However, I'm backing them to get a result against Morocco.
Yeah.
I think.
I think
Uh,
we. Sorry,
I
Alex, to
think
cut you off. I think we should talk about the other two teams in the group. Obviously, it's easy to talk about Haiti because it's the immediate game that's coming up in the near future, and I think we'll probably do. We'll probably speak about those games maybe closer to the time when they come. But I would agree with you. I think there's a real chance for Scotland to go and compete with Morocco. I think if you look at their players, I think they lack some of the quality in some areas which we have. I think they also have immense quality in some areas which we don't. And I think that'll be a really interesting battle. Of course, if you were to get a positive result there, whether that be a point or a victory, then the Brazil game, I think anyway, you can say can take care of itself. You can't really expect to beat Brazil, even on one of their worst days. That they're just an excellent side with excellent football players, which Scotland could obviously only imagine to have some of the quality which they possess. Unfortunate because we obviously introduced football to them. And I don't know why we done that because it might shoot ourselves in the foot here.
yeah, no, absolutely. I think the Brazil game. I think people are holding out a little bit of hope for that, but I think Brazil might batter us, unfortunately. But I think
No, no, don't say that.
Morocco, I've got a bit more hope. I mean, Ozil's injured, and there's
Yeah,
doubts
they
whether will be fit for any of the group games.
They replaced two players today, I'm pretty sure, in the Morocco squad. Two of their players came out injured and they brought two new players in. So obviously that's a major setback to have.
yeah,
Scotland ourselves have obviously had a big player in Billy Gilmore miss out in the tournament. Absolutely devastated for him personally. It's
I
just something
mean,
that you wouldn't wish upon anyone.
see, at the time, I wasn't mad that he selected Tyler Fletcher, but now we're getting closer. I feel like we should have had someone that can make an impact, like your Connor Barons or your Lennon Millers, who,
Yeah, but I don't think whoever it was coming in's really going to play too many minutes.
yeah, but Fletcher's like, this sounds really harsh, but it's like having an empty jersey.
What? How is it like having an empty jersey? Have you
Because
ever watched them play apart from the friendly the other night?
he's played more senior minutes for Scotland than he has for Man United.
Yeah, but you just said it there, Man United. It's not as if it's an easy team to break into. He's
Not
obviously a talented
not the
boy if he's
same,
playing for Manchester
not
United.
the same Man United, you know.
Right, but they've got the best midfielder in the world playing in this position.
Yeah, not
So,
really though.
okay, well, kind of. He plays in the midfield anyway. Anyway,
Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes plays in the same
possession.
midfield.
It's not his possession though, is it?
Right, okay, anyway. He's a Man United youth talent. He's captained the Scotland youth teams. He's obviously good. Whether it's too early to bring him in is the
No,
question when you've got people like
I'm
Lennon
just
Miller.
saying I would have rather have had Miller or Connor Barron.
Yeah, I would probably rather had like maybe not Conor Barron, but Lennon Miller.
Maybe calling him an empty jersey was a bit harsh.
Yeah, I think it's very harsh because you've not seen him. Like, I don't think he's even going to play much. So, yeah, I think that's quite harsh from you. But anyway, you've took it back, so that's the main thing. But anyway, do you want to just round this off with our group predictions, unless you've got anything else to say?
Mm, um, Scotland World Cup champions 2026. That's all I've got to say.
Okay. Right. Well, in terms of the group first, we'll predict the group first before we get to the knockouts.
All right, I'm going Brazil.
Right.
I'm going Scotland. Just
Yeah.
a second. Come on, come on. I'm going. I'm going Morocco to finish in third and Haiti to finish in last.
Fair enough. I am actually going to go with the same. I agree. I think Scotland. I think they'll do it. I
Come
think
on,
Scotland will get a
Scotland!
result against Morocco as well as Haiti, and they'll do the job. I think that's all for um, this episode. And unless you've got anything else to add, I think you've summed it up well.
Oh,
We'll
Scotland.
we'll be here talking after all the Scotland games. Obviously all of the group games, then the round of 32 and 16 when they come, then the quarterfinals and semis, and then maybe a special episode for the final before Andy Robertson lifts the trophy on the 19th of July. So yeah, yeah, I think that is that everything. You get anything to add to that, Alex, or no?
No, not really. I'm just really hopeful and I'm
Yeah,
excited. Madison, 28 years. Me and you well, I was 7 odd years away from being born. You were 6 years away from being born. Crazy, crazy. A
yeah,
third,
no, and we're
21,
finally there.
21 years and a third of my life, Scotland haven't been in a major tournament. Well, sorry, World Cup. Sorry, World Cup. Haven't been in a World
They
Cup.
haven't been in the majorest of tournaments.
Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you. Well, I think that's everything from us. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Obviously, this one's a little bit of a shorter one than some of the other previews, and we went with a little bit of a different approach to round off the final few groups of the World Cup. We will be popping in throughout popping in. That's a bit of a weird phrase I've used there for discussing us uploading videos.
Yeah,
But
we'll be popping in to say
yeah,
hello.
yeah, we're
Celebrate,
popping in. Yeah, you know what? I'm going with it. I'm going with it.
celebrating Scotland. Winning every game, having a few beers on the podcast. Just enjoying life.
Yeah, no, we'll be back after the Haiti game to speak about that and how it went. Hopefully, a positive note, and then obviously we'll preview the Morocco game and same for the rest of the games, however long it lasts, and hopefully it lasts as long as it as possible. Although I don't think Scotland will win the World Cup, unfortunately. But you
And
never know. We're in it to win it. So yeah, thank you very much for the support on the World Cup series so far. If you haven't checked out some of the other videos and you want to go and check out any group in particular, they will be on the channel. Some of them not uploaded yet, but they will be before that respective group kicks off. Go and check out Alex on the Dugout TikTok. He uploads news content on there, sort of updating everyone, including myself, on the news of Scottish football. Please go and check us out.
Go and watch Thursday, the 11th of June's edition.
Yeah, a little
So
bit of a blooper on that day. Go and check it out though. Go and check us out on the Twitter as well. Also at the Dugout. If you're watching this on the YouTube, feel free to listen to us on the Spotify instead. And likewise, if you're listening onto the Spotify, then you can come and see our beautiful faces on the YouTube channel. So thank you very much again for listening, and goodbye.